Welcome to Health Coach for Women. Intentional living for more happiness and fulfillment in your everyday life with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. Join Marsha as she shares her own personal wellness journey, as well as stories from our guests that will enlighten and inspire you to move towards better health and happiness. Now, here's your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker.
Hello, and welcome to today's episode on Health Coach for Women. Today I'll be talking about gut health, the importance of gut health, and some signs that your gut may be unhealthy. Okay, so the first thing is, how do you know if your gut is unhealthy? How do you know that? What signs should you look for? Well, some people experience having an upset stomach. Also, if you have problems sleeping, that could be one. Difficulty sleeping, as well as having an upset stomach. If you have a diet that consists of high sugar and weight changes. So if you experience weight changes, that could be a sign as well. Also, skin irritation, skin issues. So you can have problems with your skin, experiencing eczema, things like that. It's possible that it could be related to gut health, poor gut health. Now, autoimmune conditions. Now, research have shown, let me just say this, research has shown the importance of gut health as it relates to the immune system. Studies have shown this, okay? So we have different microorganisms that live in our bodies, and which is made up of the good and bad bacteria, right? Can't name them all. I know some of the good one. I believe it's the one that's in the yogurt, lactobacilli or bacillus, something like that. So we have it's important for us to maintain having a healthy gut, right? So that's important. Some other signs that we can look for in knowing if you're experiencing unhealthy gut is to check to see if you have any food intolerances. I know sometimes as we get older, the food that we used to eat, we can no longer eat for some reason. So I don't know if it's the actual food itself or it's the additive, preservatives, the things that they're adding to the food. So that I'm not sure. I had a family member that could eat meat. Now she can't eat beef anymore. She doesn't eat beef. She actually breaks out. And I have another family member where they can't eat seafood. So the things that we are used to eating or we could eat before, we can't eat anymore. So that's when you have to make those dietary changes when you develop these food intolerances, right? And changes to your diet can also, if you have this high sugar diet, a lot of processed foods, if you eat out a lot, that may be doing more harm than good. You want to try to cook your meals as much as possible and refrain from processed food, refined sugars, stuff like that. So what are some other things, what are some things that we can take to fight the bad bacteria and keep our gut healthy? There's green tea, maybe we could try having green tea at least twice a day, at least once a day minimum, to have some organic green tea. There's many brands out there, you just pick whatever you like. High fiber foods, bananas, berries. They have a positive effect on gut health. So you definitely want to consume more of those. Also, you can even garlic, onions, which I love. I love my food seasoned with garlic. onions. I love onions in my food. So you want to have those things like that in your meals. You want to put it in your meals. Some people don't like onions, which is fine. I mean, but you want to try to have as much nutrient-rich foods as possible, and so that we can keep our gut healthy. And it's a good thing to always consume water, as much water as possible. If you have a filter at home, I recommend you maybe getting a filter, or drinking spring water. I love spring water, and it just has a natural taste. Tap water, to me, I mean, you can just taste it. It doesn't taste good to me. It just doesn't taste good. You can taste the stuff that they put in it, the chloride and the fluoride, or the chlorine, the fluoride. So there's different things that you can take. So you definitely want to get more rest, to get proper sleep. That's important. Your immune system is it's the signal center. It lets you know when something's going wrong. So, and these places, most of the time, it's where it takes place in the gut. Because where does our food go? We eat our food, right? We eat our food, we swallow it, and then goes, to our stomach, and then gets processed, and it takes out what it needs, takes the nutrient food that we need, and it gets rid of the rest. But we have to make sure that we are eating a well balanced meals. And in my program, there's something that we do, the 4-day experiment, where we test food. We test food when our energies is high. We eat certain foods to determine at what points we are feeling drained. At what point are we feeling less energy, fatigued, and what did we eat that day? So we have to start paying attention to our bodies and the signals that it's sending us, when it comes to our health. Right. And that's why it's so important. We have to pay attention to those things. Upset stomach. Why are you having this upset stomach? Things that we are eating may not be agreeing with us. And maybe the times that we are eating. When are you eating? How much are you eating? Are you overeating? We have to really pay attention to that. Mint leaves are great. I just recently discovered I have a whole yard full of mint leaves in the backyard. I just went back there and smelled it, and I was like, I smell mint. And lo and behold, I have a whole bushel of mint leaves in the back. So I won't be buying mint leaves anymore. But anyway, so mint leaves are great to use for you as well. With the mint leaves, there's so many things that you can, benefits that mint leaves have to offer us too. It can be good. It helps with digestion, even with weight loss. It's good for IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. It's good. It's supposed to help with depression and fatigue, and it helps with oral health and your skin. It also can help with allergies and hay fever. And it's also a good treatment for nausea and headaches. So there's different things that you can use the mint leaves for. There's so many things. You can have some Greek yogurt that has a live bacteria in it. If you're not a fan of yogurt, there's so many different things that you can use instead to help you maintaining a good, healthy gut. Probiotics. Probiotics are those extra, same thing with the bacteria that they contain in it. They have supplements, but when you're choosing the probiotic supplements, you want to look for something that is natural as possible. A lot of supplements do contain a lot of fillers. So you just have to read the ingredients. And if it's labeled organic or non-GMO, those are the ones that I preferably go with. I preferably go with those, the probiotic, either supplements or probiotics supplements that you can take. If you're not a person who enjoy fruits, that's why you would take those supplements like vitamin C, D, zinc. These things help boost your immune system. So you definitely want to consume as much of those as possible. Also, there's sauerkraut. I'm not a fan of sauerkraut. My husband, he enjoys sauerkraut. I don't like sauerkraut. But sauerkraut is very good for you. Almonds, olive oil. There's a whole host of good foods that you can consume to maintain that healthy gut, to maintain that good balance in your stomach. And so there's miso or miso. I'm not sure if I'm saying it correctly, but that's made from soybeans. Now you have to be careful with any soybeans, because the majority of that in the U.S. is made from, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm coming up with a blank here. They're GMO, genetically modified. So, and some tofu. I'm not a fan of tofu either. But you have to be careful I know some vegans, they, rely on the soy and tofu. But you have to make sure that you're looking for the non-GMO products instead. Now, I mentioned sauerkraut. There is also kimchi. That's Korean. It's specially fermented vegetables, which has the probiotic bacteria along with other vitamins and fiber. So that's good for you as well. I mentioned almonds. I personally like almond milk. I'm not a fan of almonds, but I do drink almond milk. Now, occasionally I will have some almonds shaved almonds that they put in your salad. I love it like that. But to just eat the almonds just like that, I'm not a fan of it like that. You also have kombucha. Now, kombucha is definitely what they say is crucial for gut health. Now, that is the kombucha is a fermented tea, and it originated in Manchuria, as far as I know, and it's great probiotic that has good bacteria in it, and it makes a refreshing drink, and it's mixed with fruits and spices. It's something that you can definitely have to help with your gut health. Peas, I like green peas. That is great to have your vegetables, your green peas. I love sweet peas. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts is great for you. Again, with Brussels sprouts, I'm not a fan of Brussels sprouts. I've eaten it quite a few times. I noticed for me, it tastes better when you have the melted cheese. Like I think I've had a frozen pack with the melted cheese. That was okay, but I'm really not a fan of Brussels sprouts, to be honest with you. But now, as far as Brussels sprouts, it's supposed to have that good bacteria that can help the unhealthy bacteria such as H. pylori. That's a bad bacteria. And so it's good for that. So if you're a fan of Brussels sprouts, continue eating them. I'm just not a fan of them. I love my broccoli. I enjoy asparagus now. I wasn't a fan of asparagus, but I do like asparagus now. And I think it all depends on how you prepare it, how you make it. So I purchased some, I think they were frozen. Those were the frozen ones. And I seasoned it real nicely and added some, either I used either the grapeseed oil or olive oil. And I baked it. And it was pretty good. It was really pretty good. So I could say that I do like the asparagus now. So it just all depends on how you prepare it. Ginger is definitely good for you. It's definitely great for the stomach. And it helps keep the food moving throughout the gut. Ginger is great for smoothies, soups, tea. It's great for tea. Ginger tea. I do consume teas that have ginger in it. And you can take fresh ginger and you can grate it, shave the skin and grate it and boil the pieces and have like a ginger tea and add some honey to it, organic honey to it. Not much, but if you can't take too much of the strong taste. What else? There's also, there's so many things. I should have had a whole list with me, but there's so many things now. Hibiscus tea is also good. Hibiscus tea is supposed to be very good for you. I like it. I purchased some tea from somebody, and it had and one of the things that it had in it was hibiscus, and I do like hibiscus tea. So hibiscus, I'm saying hibiscuit, but hibiscus tea is good for you, and it's supposed to help with weight loss. I don't take it all the time, but it's definitely good for you. With that, it's an anti-inflammatory. So anybody, if you're suffering with inflammation, hibiscus tea is very good for you for that. Now, also, one of the things I like is turmeric. Turmeric, see, I grew up on curry because my family is from Trinidad and Tobago. So I grew up on turmeric and grew up on curry. So turmeric is very good for you. It helps with inflammation. It's good for you to consume. They have these supplements that they have. Again, with any supplements, you definitely want to take the supplements that are, it has to be labeled organic or non-GMO. If it doesn't say that, I really don't take them. I always look for the organic or non-GMO label on it. And I stay away from the gelatin capsules, made from pork. I don't eat pork, but I mean, to each his own, if that's what you like. But anything, I would say for the most part, to make sure you get the organic or non-GMO, look for GMO verified label, just to give you some ease that these things are supposed to be as close as natural now as possible. Now, the GMO verified label, now that is supposed to be free from all, or just supposed to be purely organic. So there's different labels, even when they say USD organic and organic, there's different labeling on that. And I also go over that as well, like in my program. But you can Google it, the different labels, and they'll tell you what it means. If it doesn't say 100% organic, it's not. And in the U.S., and to be honest, is any of our food purely 100% organic? Well, you don't really know unless you've grown it yourself in your backyard, right? So that's all I'm going to say on that. Let's see. Now, I mentioned about the gut health and consuming the teas and the probiotics, yogurt with the live bacteria in it, and just consuming all these things that are the healthy fats that's good for you, like avocado. That's good for you. Again, like I cook with grapeseed oil. Avocado oil is also good. That's another one. I think I've even tried sunflower oil before. I don't use vegetable oil anymore. I don't use that. And I also use olive oil. Coconut oil is good as well. Coconut oil is also good, that you can use. Now, but you just have to make healthier choices. A lot of illnesses, again, that are happening, is related to, based on the studies that research have been studying and showing that there's a link there. There's definitely a link between, the foods that we eat that's in our gut and our immune system. I mean, think about it. And they say you are what you eat, right? So if we're eating bad food, and this stuff is being put in our bodies, of course, is going to start to show some side effects. And the way it manifests that is through symptoms that our body displays, right? So if we're allergic to something, we break out in a rash. If there's inflammation in our body, we have the joint pain, right? We start to get the pain in our joints, so just things like that. And if you're eating foods that's contains a lot of sugar, high sugar content, you may have that burst of energy for a while, but then, the energy gets depleted, right? And so coffee, I would choose tea over coffee. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not to say that I don't drink coffee. I will have a cup every now and then, but my goal is to maintain having tea. Tea, again, green tea, black tea is good. Hibiscus tea. Oh my gosh, there's so many teas, and I have a whole bunch in my cabinet. There's the berry detox, yogi teas. I like those teas. They're good as well. So you can do a detox. You don't have to do this whole detox cleansing like all the time, because that's not good either, right? You can do have your regular teas, which helps naturally detoxifies the body just by consuming the teas, right? Just consuming the teas that I've mentioned. Of course, there's a whole host of others, that are good for you. You just have to do your research on that. But there's, my top teas are the green tea, organic green tea, black tea, berry detox, go with the caffeine free. I made a mistake and picked up the box that says caffeine. So I guess I wasn't paying attention, but, you want to get those type of teas, to help you. What else did I have? I should have written all of this stuff down. So I apologize for that. But there's teas are great. I just love teas. Teas are so good for you. They're so detoxifying. I mentioned water, drinking a lot of water, ginger tea. Even when you have a cold, tea with lemon is good for you, right? So for your throat, the honey with lemon, the tea with lemon, you can have that. And what else is there? I'm just trying to think. I'm just at a blank right now, but there's so many different things you could take. I said like the probiotics are good. Let's see what else. There's also sea moss. Sea moss is very good for you. And you have, again, with that, you have to check with that because, everybody is jumping in on, the health bandwagon now. And not everything is as authentic as it should be. So you definitely want to check the type of sea moss that you get. So you want to make sure that it's natural, organic. And I think when I'm not sure of something, what I'll do is I ask my mom, because she knows, that's what she grew up on. Sea moss, soursop, all these things that I really didn't like growing up turned out to be some of the best things for you. Even the famous, what she would make, the okra and rice with codfish. Oh my goodness, I dreaded it every time she made it. But okra is very good for you. That's another good food for you, okra, right? So, but sea moss helps with digestion. And so that's very good. So that's considered a probiotic as well. Some sea moss. There's ways in which you can make that, prepare it. And some people prepare it slightly different. I think my mom, she soaks it and then boils it. And then you have some people who just boil it first. So it just all depends. But if you have that leaky gut syndrome, sea moss, doing a detox with that is very good. It's really good for you, and it helps improve your gut health because it's rich in polyphenols. I think I'm saying it right. I don't know. Forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. But polyphenols, the good stuff. I'll just call it the good stuff. So it's great benefits with sea moss. Irish sea moss is what they would call it, what my mom would call it. So you can have some sea moss. That's really good for you. I have a bag that's in my cabinet downstairs with a host of other things, some flax seeds. Oh, those are really good for you too. Some chia seeds. And that's good, high in protein as well. So, there's just a host of, there's so many things that matcha tea, the matcha, you can add that to your food, the matcha powder. I think the product that I have is called Sun Food, and they're inexpensive. Sun Food, and you can put the matcha powder in your salad as well as in your soup. that's good for you. There's a host of so many things that you can use to really help and get your gut in a healthy state. Doing a cleanse is also good too, that you can do at least once or twice a year. A nice good cleanse. I don't recommend doing a colon cleanse. I don't recommend that. Some people have tried it, but for me, I think I will pass on that. I don't know if I'm going to do a colon cleanse. I would just recommend just doing a detox. I also have that in my program as well. We do a 3-day detox, along with the clean eating, 21-day clean eating as well, where we go through eating various nutrient-rich foods to improve our health, to improve our gut health, and things of that nature. So now I mentioned the sea moss. I had a thought on something and it just slipped my mind, but it'll come back to me. So you can take those things. You can do that. I think I was talking about the cleanse. So you can do a cleanse. Some people do a tea to take it where it cleanses you out. So you'll just be going to the bathroom as much. I don't recommend you doing the milk of magnesia thing. There is a product that, now I haven't tried this product yet, but I don't want to talk about it yet. And I don't know the name of it. So I couldn't tell you the name of it, but my daughter actually used it. And it was from a video that I seen where it actually eliminates all of the mucus plaque, right? And any one of you've heard of Dr. Sebi. He always talk about disease comes from mucus, right? And we do need mucus in our bodies, but an excess of mucus causes disease, right? So now with that cleanse, my daughter actually used it, and I mean, you can Google it, mucus plaque. You can Google it on YouTube. I mean, it looks really gross and rubbery. And just think about it's a way where it cleans out your intestines and the parasites that's in there, and it eliminates all that clog and gunk that's been stuck in the body. Who knows for how long, right? So I do want to try it. I haven't tried it yet, but I think I want to, but I guess I haven't gotten around to do it just yet. I don't mind experimenting. And it really, and from what I hear, it gets rid of the parasites. And I know many of you don't want to hear that. We do have parasites that live in our bodies. Just like we have the staph bacteria that lives on our skin, that's on our skin. We normally have staph that lives on our skin. Well, we have bacteria in our body, which you know that we talked about that, the good and the bad bacteria, but there's also parasites. So, I'm going to find out the name of that cleanse that I told my daughter about it. And of course, I don't remember the name of it. She actually used it, and I am going to look into it, and I'm going to try it myself. So when I do, I will be giving you an update on that. No visuals, just an update on the product itself. And so I think that is about all that I have for you today on this episode. If you would like to be a part of my 6-week program, please feel free to reach out to me, send me an email, see if we are a right fit. And this 6-week program, we go over a lot of different things. I don't want to go too much into it now, but if you're interested in learning more about this 6-week program that I have to improve your health, to improve your overall health, we're dealing with nutrition, we're dealing with mindset, we're dealing with health, self-care. We're dealing with a lot of different things that's covered in this program for 6 weeks. It's an online training program, and I'll be doing it live for 6 weeks. And if anyone is interested, please feel free to send me a email, and let's see if we can schedule a call. I thank you all so much for tuning in on this episode. Stay safe, stay blessed, be well. Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening to Health Coach for Women with your host, Marsha Roopchand-Walker. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please be sure to rate, subscribe, and review on your preferred podcast listening platform. We really appreciate that effort. Until next time.